Hey everybody, so I'm going to show you how to clean your hood vent and your hood vent filters. So we're going to start with pulling the filters out first. And yes, you're due for cleaning. Everyone is due for cleaning on their hood vent, no matter what. So right now I'm boiling some water and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do with that. You first take those filters out and I'll show you what the next step is pretty quick here. Okay, so next step in cleaning your filters from the hood vent is I have boiling water, but first I'm going to add some Dawn dish soap because that's a degreaser. Just add a little bit on top here. And then we'll pour the boiling water over that so it starts to suds. Nice good soak. Loosen up all that grease. Make sure it's immersed, your filters are immersed, and then slowly sprinkle some baking soda on top. Now it's going to foam, so make sure you do it slowly. And we're just gonna let that soak while we clean the rest of the hood vent. Okay, next step in cleaning your hood vent, you're gonna need some hot soapy water and a dish rag that you don't really care about. I use Dawn because that's a degreaser. And then you're gonna need plenty of paper towels. So what I do to begin is wipe it all down, get that excess grease off of here before you start to scrub it with the soapy water. So I already wiped it down with a bunch of paper towels, got all that grime and grease out of there as best I could, and then we'll start scrubbing with the hot soapy water. And this should be done regularly because grease builds up pretty quickly. So always check your hood vent. And then another thing I like to do so grease doesn't get on your stovetop is to put a towel down to protect your stovetop if you've already cleaned it. Okay, so I switched to some thicker gloves because it's really hot water. So scrub it really well with your soapy water. And once you're done with that, I do it 2 or 3 times to really get that grease out of there because it likes to hang out. So, and getting under the nooks and crannies take quite a bit of handling. So I'm gonna scrub this whole thing and I'll be back to show you what's next. Okay, so my final step in this process, I've scrubbed it 2 or 3 times with Dawn dish soap, wiped it down with a dry cloth. My final step is to use this citral. This stuff works amazing on degreasing. So I spray the entire surface, let it sit, and then wipe it off. And it cuts the rest of that grease that I missed with the washcloth. Because you're not gonna get in everywhere with the seams and the screws. This cleaner is magic. And if you wanna know more about it, just let me know. I'd be happy to connect you. Show you how good this citral works. So I sprayed some and let it sit a little bit. And I'm just gonna wipe it off with a paper towel. And it cuts the rest of that grease. It's pretty crazy. Look at how clean that is and shiny. It works really good. Okay, remember how we soaked the filters in the beginning in Dawn dish soap and baking soda? Well, I rinsed those with super hot water and there was still some grease on it. So what I did was just coat them with that citral spray and put some more boiling water in, and the water is super clean. So it's cut the grease really well. And now I'm gonna rinse them one more time in hot water and then put the filters back. And we are all clean.